Renzo,
Yes.
it's my favorite season of the year. You know what that means?
Winter?
No,
You mean wearing big boots and shoveling
no,
snow?
no. It's movie season.
Oh, because of the Oscars.
Yes, I love it's when all the good movies come out.
Yeah.
And the reason why I want to talk about one specific movie is because it tied to our phrase today, because we are in just a Spanish phrase.
That's right. Where we're going to talk about
Gato por liebre.
I
You know
know
what that
one.
means? How would you literally translate that?
Okay. I don't know the origin of this one, but I have heard it used. You say dar gato por liebre. So in English, literally, that would be to give cat instead of rabbit or hare.
Yes. And we're going to talk about the origins of that expression later, but I need to get this out of my chest.
Yeah.
I feel one of the movies that is nominated for the Oscars this year gave me gato por liebre.
Okay, but we have to explain that means it's so the way you use that is to say that you're promised one thing, but you're secretly or
you're given another.
Something else, yes.
Exactly. So, you know when has it ever happened to you that you think you're going to drink Coca-Cola and turns out it's like cold coffee? And it's like, oh.
I thought you were going to say Pepsi or something. Cold coffee. Okay, yeah, that would be a big shock.
Right?
Yeah.
Or the reason why I don't eat olives is because I used to love prunes. And one day I sneak into the kitchen and I grab a bunch of prunes and turns out they were olives. And it was like, unexpected.
You don't eat olives?
Because of that. Because
I was sorry. Olives are delicious.
When I was a little girl, it was like, that was a shock for me.
Yeah, that's some long-lasting trauma.
They gave me olives for prunes. That's gato por liebre.
Yeah, if you're expecting prunes and instead you eat an olive, I can understand that.
Exactly. So that's dar gato por liebre.
Exacto.
And that applies to anything in life, like that movie. So I don't know if you've seen it. Spoiler alert. No, I'm not gonna spoil. Did you see The Brutalist?
No, I've heard about it though.
Okay. It's one of the most nominated. It has nominations for the Oscars. The previews are like amazing. And I went to the movie theater super excited, thinking it was the real life of a real architect and how, I watched the first half of the movie still thinking it was a real architect. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go see that building that he made. I was lucky enough that I bumped into a friend of mine who's an architect at the movie theater. And he's like, no. This is not based on anybody's life.
What?
Right? They gave me gato por liebre.
I was convinced just from what little exposure I've had, the way they've talked about the movie and advertised it, that it was like a real life story.
Me too. And I love architecture. And I've been to, Gropius's house. I've been to Frank Lloyd Wright's houses along the United States. So I was like, how can I not know about this amazing architect and this building he's like struggling so much to build? Until I learned it was a fake character. And I was like, I don't care about this movie anymore.
Yeah, okay. And I can see that because if you hadn't expected a real life story, like a biopic about a real person in history that had all these struggles, and instead you knew from the beginning that it was a fictional story, maybe you'd be able to enjoy it more because you knew what you were getting.
Yeah, and I know it's my responsibility. I should do more research, but I like not to do any research before I watch the movies because I like to be surprised. I don't want to watch previews. I don't want to do anything. I just go to the movies. Sometimes I just go to the movie theater and see what's next. Okay, give me a ticket for that. Yeah. Knowing nothing. That's how I enjoy the most. I get surprised. And here I was so excited to discover about a new architect that doesn't exist.
I'm
Me
sorry,
dieron gato por liebre, Renzo.
Yeah. You did not get what you were expecting.
No.
So speaking of what we're expecting, I'm expecting to hear about the origin of this phrase. Where does it come from?
So supposedly Middle Ages, I read somewhere else it's more like 16th century. Mm-hmm. But when you used to go to, it was not official restaurant, but these taverns where you would eat, they would offer a rabbit to eat. It's a popular game.
Oh no, I see where this is going.
Yes. So people would be afraid that instead of real meat, rabbit, they will be getting cat, street cat. So hey, you go to the restaurant, it's like, hey, don't give me a cat for a rabbit, okay? Give me the rabbit.
So rabbits on the menu, but people were getting tricked and being served cat. basically.
Yes. I mean,
Wow.
on another completely different topic, I find all animals super cute. I don't understand why
Oh,
a
I know.
rabbit is acceptable
Why
and a
we're
cat
okay.
is
Yeah.
not acceptable.
Yeah.
They're both adorable.
Or a cow.
Or a cow or a pig, but
Yeah.
let's not get into that.
Are we going to try to convert everybody
into veganism,
Yeah.
vegetarianism?
No, that's not what we do
No.
in this podcast. We don't have an agenda except to explore some phrases. Just a Spanish phrase.
Just a Spanish phrase.
So you're not gonna get gato por liebre. If you listen to this, you're gonna get information about these fascinating Spanish expressions, not something else.
Exactly. So have you had any example in real life when you got gato por liebre, when you were expecting rabbit and you got cat?
Well, that's really funny that the origin is like I'm picturing these taverns in the Middle Ages, right? Like maybe you're like traveling and you go to the inn and the menu says we're serving roast rabbit, and instead you get a cat, because the first example that comes to mind are buffets. Have you ever been to a buffet?
Yes, of course.
And often they're advertised as these amazing, they have pictures of the spreads with beautiful food and like the towers of fruit and stuff. But then sometimes you go and it's not at all what you're expecting.
I know, it's like 3 little trays,
yes,
all like cold already.
I think the classic one is like at a hotel where they promise like the free breakfast, the included breakfast, and it's supposed to be delicious, and they have pictures of like the spread. And then when you get there, it's like a little box of cereal and a 4-day-old muffin.
Yeah, or the pancake mix, which I love.
The pancake mix?
The waffle mix. When you get
yes.
the waffle mix, you put it in the machine.
Make your own waffle?
Yeah, but that to me, that's good. That's not gato por liebre.
That's not an omelet station. I was expecting an omelet station. Gato por liebre.
Gato por liebre.
So I think, even today, false advertising, it's a sensitive subject because, we want to get what we expect, especially when we're paying.
Yeah, exactly.
I want rabbit, not cat.
Let's not talk about cute little animals.
I feel like we've had a lot of expressions where cats...
Well, you read my mind. I was thinking, before I suggested we talk about gato por liebre, it's like, how many Spanish expressions use the word cat? It's like the equivalent, nowadays on Instagram, all you see is cat videos, or that's all I see, maybe because I love cat videos.
Well, that's since the inception of the internet, but please continue.
So I was thinking, back in the day, maybe they didn't have Instagram, so all they used was cats in expressions. I don't know.
So Maria, are you suggesting that way back, we were still fascinated with cat videos? So expressions were our way to immortalize,
Seriously,
to talk about cats all the time?
I think so. Seriously, think about how many Spanish expressions. If you see, guys, just a Spanish phrase, we have a new expression
almost every week. Right?
Almost every week. We have many, many more at our host website, News in Slow Spanish.
Oh, yeah. Huge catalog there.
Tons of expressions and tons of ways to use them. But I'm going to count how many of them have the word gato.
Yeah.
We already talked about...
Gato encerrado.
Gato encerrado.
3 pies al gato.
Buscarle 3 pies al gato.
Yeah.
Meter gato por liebre. It's like... Seriously, out of 5 expressions, 3 of them have the word gato.
They're going to think that we have something against cats. I love cats.
I love cats so much, and I know we need to wrap it up, but this is the last little anecdote I want to share with you. I went to a cat film festival.
What?
Yes. There was a movie theater. They compiled the best internet cat videos, and they did a 2-hour cat video movies. And I thought I was the only weirdo who was going to go there to watch cat videos with a bunch of people. It was crowded, and it was hilarious how everybody was reacting the same way at the same time. Imagine a completely crowded movie theater and everybody is like, oh, or everybody like laughing at the same time. Yeah. It was a great idea. I don't know why they didn't. They should do it again. They should do it more.
That's a great idea. And we need more of that. We need to come together over our love of cats.
We need to see more cats.
These divided times.
I know. We all love cats. Yeah. No matter what our political parties, ideologies, anything. We all love cats. Yeah. Let's have cat unite us.
All right, that's it for today. But I just want to remind anybody listening that no cats were harmed for the making of this or any other episode of
Just a Spanish Phrase.
See you soon.
Bye.